Welcome to Studio J. My name is Chris Edge. We are presented by Come Here NC. And of course, joining us, Chatham Rabbits, it is Sarah and Austin.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming back.
Absolutely.
We love having you guys in.
Can't believe it's been 2 years.
Is it really been 2
2
years?
years and 1 month, apparently.
Yes.
That's
Since
insane.
you were last year.
That's insane.
And so much has happened.
A lot.
We have a lot to talk about because we have a new album. We have a new tour. I'm not sure where to begin. I figure maybe we talk about the album.
Yeah, let's
Right?
go for it. Let's go for it.
What can you tell us? It's out in a little bit here.
Yeah, it's coming out on Valentine's Day. The record is called Be Real With Me. And it is an album about looking in the mirror and getting very real with yourself and those you are in close relationships with. It's a record that we could not have written earlier than this or made it any earlier than this because it really took a lot of life experience and getting older. We've been married now for almost 10 years. And so it's,
You say that so...
the drudgery.
Whoa.
But you know what I mean,
10
though.
Your voice just kind of went down.
You know it's true though.
I do.
This is
I
not
absolutely
a
do.
honeymoon phase record. Let's
Right.
just say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we've been working on it for 2 years, which has been really cool because in the past, like, our first 3 records sort of came out pretty quick in our career, and we recorded most of them live, so it just happened really quickly. We've been writing and recording this record for almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How has the sound of the group evolved? Does the album sound very different from your earlier albums?
It definitely sounds different.
Yes.
I think the main evolution, though, is not necessarily in the sound. And these may go hand in hand, but it's also in the way it was recorded. This record we sort of built brick by brick in the studio, which was really fun. And like I said, past records we tracked mostly live, so it's cool because it's capturing a moment in time, but you're also limited with how much creativity you can really put into it because, you've already sort of tracked everything. Whereas this record, we went in and built it just one piece at a time and really listened to the songs and thought, what do these songs need as far as production goes, and kind of did it that way.
Yeah, that seems like a long time to work on a project.
Yeah, and it was cool because we got to throw a lot of spaghetti at the wall and just,
It's just nice not to feel rushed. Everything else in our life is so tedious, structured, and frantic. Like we have so much going on and we act like our hair is on fire 99% of the time. And this was our excuse to honestly just have a little bit of a, what is the word when somebody you're like a priest and you take some time off to go?
Sabbatical.
Sabbatical. I was going to say a celibate. That's not right. A sabbatical.
I thought you were a raised Quaker. They don't have
I don't know what is happening. Okay. But going to the studio felt like a sabbatical because it was our one chance to chill out and work on one thing and not check our phones, etc.
Let's talk about one song then, because I've got history with it. The first time you played Facing 29, I think was here.
It was.
And you had not named it yet.
That is crazy.
Right, I just written
I actually had to text you and go, hey, we're putting this on. What do I call it?
I think we were just in the bus and I was like, what should we call it?
That's wild.
That's so
You're
cool.
right. That was our very first time performing it. Yeah.
So tell me about that. That song is, for you, old.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's taking you this long to finally get it out to people.
Yeah, it's called Facing 29 and Austin is now 32.
Yeah,
So.
and I wrote it right before I turned 30, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's the first song on the new record. It's the big opener, and I think there's a lot of reasons why that makes a lot of sense. And what's really cool about that particular song is so many songs evolved in such a big way, but that one really stuck pretty true to the way we probably played it that day, which is pretty neat. And first song that was written for this new record. And it just is a good opener that kind of sort of sets the tone in a positive way of just we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, we're getting older, but we have each other and we're going through life together and we're sticking it out and we're going to be here for those hard times. And then the record sort of gets, more fun in some ways, darker in some ways. It's really that just is the opening gate for all of that exploration.
But we leave you on a positive note on the record, so that's good.
And it's out again on the 14th?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about the tour.
Okay, let's do
It's
it.
pretty extensive.
This
When
is
does that
your
start?
area of expertise.
Yeah, Austin is just going to get in the bus and
Go for a
He
ride.
doesn't, and go
You
for a
just tell me where
ride.
to be.
He
I'll
doesn't
be
know what we're doing, where we're going.
That's not.
It is
Okay.
it is
Okay.
actual fact. So we're leaving in just like 10 days. Our first stop on the tour is Nashville, Tennessee, and after that we're coming back to North Carolina. We've got Boone, we've got Asheville, and our closest triangle play we've got February 21st in Greenville, North Carolina at the State Theater, and February 22nd and 23rd at the Hall River Ballroom in Saxby
These
Hall.
are two different shows.
Yes.
Tell me about why you're doing that, because there's the like an acoustic duo, right, and then there's the full band.
Yeah, so the 22nd will be the full band night, and that will showcase the songs pretty much how they sound on the record. So really, really full, big drums, bass, electric guitar, keys, mandolin, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And then on the 22nd, it's going to be a duo show with a few special guests, but it's really, really stripped down to how we wrote these songs and what it sounds like when we play on our couch at home.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are tickets available for the Hall River show?
Yes, the first show on the 22nd, I think there's like 30 tickets left. So if you want to go to the full band night, you need to go right now and get them. But there should be plenty left for the duo show, and they're both partially seated, so you can select that option, and they're all ages. So we really encourage families to come. We encourage great grandma Bertha to be there as well, and it's just fun for everybody.
Speaking of fun, we went trolling your Instagram account.
Oh,
Lord, have
and
mercy.
found all kinds of fun photos. And so I was thinking maybe we could roll through those, and you could just sort of tell me what's going on in these pictures.
this is like Jimmy
Gosh,
Kimmel.
I hope I remember.
Maybe so. Yeah. Here's our first one.
Oh, jeez.
This is a cutie.
Wow.
Also, really high
Only
quality
like 40
printer.
pounds ago
Thank
for
you.
me.
Also,
was-
wow. Okay. I remember I thought I looked like Betty Draper. I thought I
Wow.
looked hot as hell in that picture. And now I'm really questioning some style choices.
That was the start of the suit and tie phase right there for me.
Yeah. So this picture is from Austin's graduation from NC State, Go Wolfpack, at PNC Arena.
Mhm.
I know what you remember most about this day.
What?
Your dad.
Oh yeah, my dad. Yeah, he was in the stands. So like at NC State, it's such a huge school. You know, they don't know me at her college.
I went to Peace.
Yeah, it was like I went to her graduation and they're like, "We love Sarah. She's so amazing." And at my college, you know, they
You're like
announced her name.
number 422.
Yeah, exactly. But I looked up in the stands in this huge arena, and my parents brought in like an air horn, and I looked up in the crowd and I saw them, and my dad had his wallet open, and he looks at me and he just shuts it, signaling
You're cut off.
you're cut off. And I remember being like, "Wow, this is real." All right, the next day I got to go to my big boy job here.
Wow.
But after this, we went to Pittsburgh Roadhouse, and this is the day that my family met your family.
Oh gosh, no wonder I blocked the other part of that day.
Yeah. Wow. Lots of memories there.
Okay. Hand
Okay.
that one back.
All right, hand it back.
Let me give you another one.
Okay. Oh, Ruby.
Our first dog, man, we took her everywhere.
Yeah, she was not the brightest bulb in the tanning bed. She was dumber than a box of rocks, but we got her from a rescue. She was a stray from the Cumberland County, like Fayetteville area.
We brought her, so yeah, she had probably never been out of Cumberland County. We brought her to Chatham, and then we took her. She slept in our van with us in the streets of Brooklyn. We brought
She
her
went
on
stage with us everywhere.
everywhere.
And
yeah.
she would just sit. She's very lazy, and she would just sit at our feet. And I'd have like the leash under my foot, and she would just sit there while we played. Because a lot of times, if it was in the summer, it was just too hot to leave her in the bus, obviously.
Yeah.
So, or the van. So she came with us.
She came with you.
She
Yeah.
loved to howl.
I do
along.
remember one time we were playing a festival, and it was one of those situations early on in our career. We got like the 10 o'clock spot, you know, and there was not a lot of people there, and there was a lot of other things going on, and so people were like, is anybody like really paying attention or whatever? And so we were like, we know what we're gonna do. And in the middle of the set, we brought Ruby up on stage with us. And we started playing a song that she would howl along to,
Get
like
outta
really
here.
loud. And she started
so funny.
howling, and all of a sudden, every single person at the
And
festival
they pulled
was,
their phones out and
was
started
front and center.
filming.
We're like, it's not about our music, but whatever it
Yeah.
takes to get people to pay attention.
Aw, I love
fun.
her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
No, this one I think is a good thing. I kind
Okay.
of know what this one's about.
Oh, yeah.
You guys on a trailer.
The stay-at-home tour. You know, we played the most shows of our entire career that year.
In 2020.
Yeah.
And it's because, we played on the back of that little trailer with the van. We played 194 neighborhoods doing that.
A lot of them in
that's
Raleigh.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot in Wendell, Raleigh, Cary, a lot in Cary. We have seen some Cary cul-de-sacs, let me tell you what.
We would just show up with that trailer and hook up our sound system that
And we
was
had-
totally off grid.
Venmo, like our Venmo QR code on the sign and tip jars. And we just literally that entire year we lived off of tips.
It was a great idea.
It's like
That was-
musical Jehovah's Witnesses. We just showed right up.
In some ways, I really miss this era because it was so simple. We didn't have an agent. We didn't have a man. Like this was just the good old days. But we also were like, oh my gosh, another neighborhood.
And it was also the summer when
Yeah.
we started really doing that. So
Okay. Well, speaking of good old days,
Okay.
what about this picture?
oh my God.
I can't even speak to that one.
What's going on
Who
there,
is
buddy?
that?
Skeletor.
I know. It looks like I swallowed this man for breakfast. I was in an electronic band in college called Dash. And it was it was a very fun time in life. Can she keep this for her?
Absolutely.
for
I
her
want to put
wall?
this in my
Absolutely.
locker.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
I
Yeah.
never got to see Dash perform.
I will say Dash was really fun. It was started by me and a friend in college, and I never played live music out at clubs like King's Barcade, for example. And we started playing, and it was electronic pop music, and we did start selling out these venues, and I didn't know any better, and I was like, this is just how this
happens.
is. Like, if you want to play music, you can just go do it, It was really cool. We ended up getting a song in a Adidas commercial
Get
in
outta
Europe.
here.
Yeah, and
a
also
Maybelline commercial.
the Maybelline used it for their recap of the New York Fashion Week that they did, and we just thought this is what happened.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So I do miss these days, but
Yeah.
also man,
that poor
this man,
poor-
this guy could have ended up being somebody totally different had we never met.
He almost did.
That's
Yeah.
a scary thought.
Okay. Okay. A little more current, maybe appropriate for what's happening in a few weeks.
Yes. Okay. Ruby again, and her deadpan, lifeless eyes.
Yeah,
This
she
is-
probably ripped up one of those cardboard boxes.
She did.
Afterwards.
She would chew up everything. So this is from when we released our first record in this would have been 2019 or late 2018. When our
I
first
remember
record,
drawing that on the chalkboard.
Yeah, and we're gonna this time with a bigger team, and we have a distribution center that
Right.
will mail these out this time, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But basically, the same thing is about to happen with this new record.
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay. All right. How about this one?
Oh wow!
That was in Raleigh. I think that was.
No, this is Deepak.
Oh, it
I
was in
remember.
Deepak.
I
Okay.
know what this is. I have a really good memory, y'all. This is at Deepak. Do you remember who we were going to see?
No, I don't.
Barefoot Movement.
Oh, okay, nice.
They were playing at a beer and wine thing. And do you also remember what happened? We got in a huge fight right before
Oh
this picture was
boy,
taken.
I don't. Then maybe that's why I don't remember. Thanks for bringing this to our attention today.
I'm gonna put this is so funny.
Oh,
I
no.
was wearing something more. It was kind of scantily clad, and you were like, "You cannot be wearing that right now in public."
my
and
gosh.
we went back to my house, and I changed
Wow.
because I was like, "Wow, too much midriff."
Gosh, man, what toxic masculinity I was back then.
But that's hilarious that this is captured for all of eternity.
Wow. Well,
It's a great picture. Okay. One more.
Okay.
One more. Maybe this is a little trickier to talk about because there's no people in this picture.
we'll see. It can't be trickier than the last one.
Okay. I'm gonna see if Austin can do this.
Oh, was that your set when you opened for Mandolin Orange with the night that I
Yeah.
saw you? That's cool.
October. August 23rd, 2013. This is our set list. My old band. We were an old time band called the South Carolina Broadcasters. We were on tour with Mandolin Orange.
Yeah.
You bought a ticket to the show.
I went to go see the show and had no idea who her band was. And then she walked out in some scantily clad clothing. No, I'm just kidding. But I was like, wow, I really want to talk to her. And it was a year later when we finally met. And yeah, if it wasn't for this set and
That's
this tour,
crazy.
we probably would have not be sitting here today. It is wild to think
That is-
about the tiniest little decisions, because there's a lot of nuance for why I was even able to go that night. It almost didn't happen. How easy is that to have one thing change and then your whole life trajectory is different? It's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This has been really fun.
Yeah.
I love
Happy
memory
Valentine's
lane.
Day to
Oh,
the both of you.
I appreciate
thank you,
that.
Chris.
All right. So, new album on the 14th, and the tours happening on the 12th, right?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Well, starting February 12th, we kick off everything in Nashville, and we play all over the place and come back home on March 30th. So we are just buckling up for a wild time.
Well, congratulations on the success. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having us.
much.